Hi there. This is Mary from Living on the Hedge, and I'm standing in the beautiful and gorgeous garden spa with the amazing plants. Um, and there's other things here too, fountains. There's a salt room, massage. So I do want to thank the owner of this beautiful space, Charity, for letting me use this space to bring this video to today. All you need are two pens. So if you're in the area, if you're in Traverse City, hop on in. It's a gorgeous space. And I just had a chitty chat with Charity. There's going to be some events possibly soon. So I'm going to have her link, the link to her website down below. So please check it out to see what is going to be happening soon. Today's video is going to be a really easy way for you to help you tap into your intuition. Even if you feel like you don't have any, you do. Everybody has intuition. Everybody has a gut feeling. You don't have to have a psychic. You don't have to, be like super psychic. You don't have to have crystal ball. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own sense of knowing, and everyone's a little bit different. So just quickly, all the information that comes to you psychically comes through your third eye, and some people hear, some people see, some people smell. Like something can just smell off. You're like, oh, what's that? Um, sometimes people taste, and sometimes people just know. And this can feel very vague. And if you're like, if it's new to you, you can feel like, am I going crazy? Why am I smelling something? Why am I hearing something? So this is a really good way for you to use just two pens. You need to on camera and paper. All right, so the purpose of this to open up your intuition, receive messages from another source. Your other source could be your younger self. So for instance, let's say you're upset about something, you've been triggered, you're like wondering, where did this come from? Why does this bother me? And sometimes it's not apparent. Sometimes you're really clueless. This really ticks me off, but I have no idea why. It probably goes all the way back to when you were really young, somewhere between the ages 2 and 4, usually. There was some initiating event that over the years it kept progressing, and you kept other things happen to you. You're growing up and you're getting older, and then as an adult, you have this firm belief that um, whatever it may be. Like for instance, a friend of mine who, as a child, she got bit by a dog. So as an adult, she still feared dogs, even though most dogs, from a logical perspective, most dogs are friendly. But as an adult, she had this belief dogs are scary, dogs are bad, right? So that's just an example of something that can happen to you from childhood that can affect you through adulthood. So you might need to ask your younger self a question. You might need to ask your higher self a question. You might need to ask a plant a question. Or maybe there's a stone. Maybe you just acquired a new stone, you know nothing about it. You don't want to read 40 different books. You want to just go to the source. Perhaps you want to check in on a deceased loved one. Whatever it may be, you are going to tap into messages from another source. So this is basically, it's similar to automatic writing, which you might have seen like in TV shows or maybe movies, where you have someone who known for being more psychic. They're writing stuff down. They're not even looking at what they're doing. And sometimes when you're done, it's legible, and sometimes it's not. So this is similar to that. Okay. And so you're going to give your brain a job, and your brain's job is to use the writing implement because you don't want your brain to get in the way. Because what happens is when we receive messages, our brain says, well, that's dumb, right? Our logical brain says, well, that'll never work. Our logical brain says, well, who do you think you are? There's all this stuff that our brain gets in our own way, right? We can talk ourselves out of anything. We might get this great idea. Oh, I should do this. And then, oh, well, it'll never work, right? And then we don't do it. So this is a way to keep the brain occupied and just keep allowing all the messages to come through. All right, so pick one color pen to represent you, and take the other color pen to represent, you know, whoever that source is, or whatever that source is, be it your younger self, be it a deceased relative, be it maybe your pet, whatever it may be. So start with color number one, and with your paper, just start with a simple hello. You know, like you would start any conversation. With your second color, start writing whatever response comes, and don't let your brain take over. Jibber jabbering, just shut it up and just keep writing. Don't try to make sense of what's coming, all right? Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about spelling. Just scribble it out as best you can, as fast as you can, so that way your brain can't start taking over. Then go back to color number one, and because you have a question about something. So you can write, tell me more about whatever it is, fill in the blank, whatever your question might be. And then again, just don't be judgmental of what's coming through. Just allow it to flow. It is called free flow writing for a reason. And just however much comes out, that's fine. And just keep going back and forth until you like any conversation. If you something, you know, whatever you wrote and you're like, huh, I don't really understand, ask another question. So write, please explain blah blah blah. Okay. And then next color, find out, you know, or see what happens, and just keep going and going and going until you feel like, okay, I've gotten the answer I needed. Or if you feel like you didn't get the answer that you needed, it might be just a matter of rewording your question. Kind of like when you're Googling something, if you Google it a certain way and you didn't get the answer you're really looking for, just try changing up how you're wording the question, and that's probably going to get you to the answer you're looking for. And then when the conversation is over, just like you formally started with hello, then with color number one, write goodbye, thank you, and end your conversation. And you can do this whenever you feel the need, whenever you want more clarity. All you need, again, two different color pens, just so you can keep straight who was saying what, and paper. And there you go. And so I would love to hear from you, your experiences, if you've done this before, or something similar, and what kind of results did you have, and if you have any tips for others, please comment down below, and I would love to hear your success stories. You know, what kind of answers did you get and what did you do with them, so you can inspire others to do the same. And I want to thank Charity again for the use of this beautiful space. And I hope to see you here. And until next time, I bid you farewell and hope you stay magical.